know, of course, that Harry and Meghan like the idea of continuing with fake royal tours, and obviously you can understand their reasoning for this. It gets them back in the limelight, people talk about them, and more importantly, they get to see some headlines that remain positive by controlling the media. But there's a bigger issue about to be looming with Harry and Meghan and their quest to still remain relevant on the world stage. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you all. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. And we're still in the beautiful Grand Hotel in the very heart of Brighton. I love this place, I have to be honest with you. There's so many nooks and crannies, you know, and when you look around it, I don't know if you're like this when you go into older hotels, you kind of wonder exactly, how did they fill it all back in the day? I mean, clearly, you know, when this opened over 150 years ago, there would have been a lot of prestige people staying here, including royalty. So much so, apparently, that when the royal carriages arrived outside the hotel, everybody had to part and stand aside as His Majesty the King descended, of course, and took up to the stairs, and everybody had to applaud. No, it didn't happen for me when I walked in. The door slammed in my face, but that's how life moves on, isn't it? You know, there would have been lots of doormen around though, wouldn't there, and stuff like that. Have you noticed now, if you stay in a hotel, you've got to do everything yourself. You've got to scan everything, everything's a paper, wipe everything. The service has kind of gone, hasn't it? It's just that we're lucky to have the fabric of these beautiful buildings. Some people might say that they're very lucky to still have the fabric of Harry and Meghan. Do you like that tenuous link? Oh yes, fresh from, of course, the first Colombian tour and the Nigerian tour. What I find fascinating about the two ex-royals is the fact that they simply still want to remain relevant. It's kind of, I've been told, Meghan's idea of keeping Harry slightly sane, because this is a world that he still knows and wants to be partaking in. And if you remember, he didn't want to be a half in, half out. He could control his life to a life of service. Even though our brilliant monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, said, no, sling your roker, you're either in or you're out. Of course, Harry doesn't take no for an answer. But now, fresh from their Nigerian tour, where Meghan decided she was 43% Nigerian, and Harry, of course, just went along going to Colombia looking really bored because the focus wasn't really about him. Well, moving forward, it's simply this. Apparently, according to a very well-placed source, they're just in the midst of finalising and editing, as ever we have to say allegedly, a promo video featuring the very best of those tours and wanting to send it out to other countries to see if there's any particular country that would like to host the former royals. As I told you before, they're not giving in on this. This is the gig, this is what they want to do. And obviously they want to show countries their value and worth and exactly what a visit from the two former royals, Prince Harry, a true prince, a prince of the realm, and Meghan Markle, a cable TV actress that was on a little watch TV show Suits, well, what she can bring to the equation. Right now, of course, what they can bring is a lot of expense because, quite frankly, as we know, allegedly, it cost over £50,000 just to host Harry and Meghan in Colombia. And the idea for this particular promo video is to show exactly the good that they can do, highlighting their charitable events and, more importantly, putting your country on the map. Now, this would never happen in the real royal world. The real royals would get an invite, or that would become part of a government structure as an ambassadorial role to forge good relations, knowing how well, of course, the royals are loved around the world. This term around, it looks like Harry and Meghan have to send out a promo video basically saying, like us, book us, we're begging. What do you think to the idea? A goer or not? Neil Sean, Grand Hotel, Brighton.